getting hot in here. Oh, these are cold. These are cold. You're gonna stop watching for now. Cool. We'll get you up out of here. Make that easier for you, bud. Let's get a one in the chat. Let's wake you guys up. The Stellar Blade reviews have dropped, and it's a flop. It is a flop. Stellar Blade's a flop. 82 on Metacritic, that's a flop. Starfield has higher than that. Stellar Blade flopped. Stellar Blade flopped, but the PlayStation fanboys are like gushing over it, like, oh my god. It has a lower score than Starfield, I believe. Like, how is that a success? I'm not even really excited to cover it because all the hype is manufactured. Like, no one gives a shit about that game. Just a bunch of fake gamers, like, arguing about shit. That's really all it is. No one's actually excited for the actual game. It has an 82 on Metacritic. That's lower than Starfield, bud. Pretty sure. It is getting really hot in here. You beat all the DLC. Just now? I thought you were like an expert at that game. Did you like just start playing it? Because y'all couldn't even tell me that there were 2 arenas in the game. Funny how these Fallout New Vegas fans come in here and just praise the game, yet they can't even sell it. They can't even tell you why the game is amazing. And when you have like easy questions about the game. They have no clue what you're talking about. It's ridiculous. So I don't know how you guys can call yourself Fallout New Vegas fans when you can't even. Oh, it is getting hot in here. Wow. It is getting hot in here. There's nothing to talk about. Who really gives a shit about Stellar Blade? I mean, it's got mid reviews. I gave the game a 7 out of 10. I gave the demo a 7 out of 10, and that's where it landed up. That's where it ended up. Pretty mid. I mean, we'll play it, but I don't think there's any hype really surrounding that release outside of people bitching about stupid shit. Well, the phone's probably going to overheat, so we got to make it quick here. It's hot in here. Get your bad bud. Well, the Elden Ring DLC will get like a 9 or a 10 out of 10. That's pretty obvious. When that releases in, what is it, July or June? I think it's July. Which is a great time to release because there's nothing else coming out in July, I'll tell you that. It's actually a great time to release that DLC. Because there ain't nothing ever releases in July. Oh, it comes out in June? Okay. Dreamcast guy was shilling it today. He said an 82 is a high score, but if it were Starfield or any other Xbox title, he'd say it's a flop. That's what we're talking about. Gohan Beast coming through. Popping a cherry, love to see it. Let's get some dubs for Gohan Beast. Let's get some dubs. It's not my fault that this industry is so dead. The gaming industry has just hit rock bottom. It's in shambles. There's nothing to cover that's actually interesting until GTA 6. Now, GTA 6 is going to be the highest for every creator, every streamer, every reviewer, every whatever. You're going to see the highest numbers than ever before. GTA 6 is going to be the biggest thing of all time, regardless of quality. That's just how it is. Regardless of quality. So there's basically nothing happening until then. Obviously, we got some pit stops. We got Elden Ring DLC, which would be pretty big. It's basically a whole new Elden Ring game. Not as big, but big enough. And then you have Star Wars Outlaws. You have maybe a new Ass Creed game later this year. So there's a few releases, but you know, nothing major like GTA 6. More of the same. Let's get it, wrestling face up in here. Jerry Lawler, how you doing? Oh, I'm doing good. I was just wondering, you do a quick interview? Oh, it's for my website. Oh, come on, Jerry. God damn. Well, maybe, you know, if Jerry Lawler didn't, if he were still doing conventions, maybe he would say yes now because, you know, it's under new management now and maybe they're a little bit more flexible. I mean, I'm not saying he was, I'm not saying he was totally BSing. I mean, obviously they probably do want people to go through the proper channels to do interviews, especially back then with, you know, Vince in charge and stuff. But at the same time, it's like he does have other interviews from that same convention that same year with literal hobos. So I really doubt that they got approval. Hellblade 2 is next month. Okay, so let's break this down. We got Stellar Blade. Oh, this phone's gonna overheat, I believe. So this phone might overheat. We got Gohan Beast, the only one stepping up to the plate here. You certainly are a beast, bud. So we got Stellar Blade this month. We got Hellblade 2 next month. We got Elden Ring in June. What is in July? Probably nothing. July is a stale month. August, you have probably what, Madden? September. Wait, when does the Star Wars game come out? That's in August, right? Huh. Okay, so there's one big game every month, I guess. So Stellar Blade is this month. Next month is apparently Hellblade. And July, I don't think there's anything there. Could be something. August, you have Madden. You have Star Wars Outlaws, I believe. September, I'm not too sure. And then, of course, you have the regular games like Call of Duty, Ass Creed, all that bullshit every year. Stellar Blade flopped hard. It did. And 82, what is it currently at Metacritic? 82? And 82 is a flop, especially for a PlayStation 5 exclusive. That's a flop, bud. I don't know how the Sony fanboys are trying to spin it the other way. Dreamcast guy is shilling it, and it's like, dude, it's an 82. It's lower than Starfield. What does Starfield have on Metacritic right now? 84? It's gotten lower. What does Starfield have on Metacritic? Pretty sure Stellar Blade's lower. Or at least right at the same score. Okay, Stellar Blade is at 82. Starfield got the dub. And Dreamcast guy is shilling it as if it's a success. At 82 is trash. That's barely good. That's barely good. Would you go to the steakhouse if it was rated 82 out of 100? It's okay. Probably not. It's lower than Starfield. How are these PlayStation fanboys acting like this is a success? And they said it's uncensored, by the way, and I'm not going to get into what was, they're going to patch something day one, but just go read up on it. that's all it is. It's just a bunch of bullshit with that game. Like, no one cares about the actual game. No one can discuss the yellow paint all over the fucking level. Well, they sure as hell could for Resident Evil. They had no problem discussing the yellow paint in that game. You know, that was a big argument. But they can't discuss the yellow paint with Stellar Blade. Okay, bud. All right, let's get you Bam up. We're trying the new sandwich out. We're trying the other edition. The other one had no pickles. This one has pickles, unless they gave me the wrong sandwich, which I kind of think that they do because it has different packaging, so we'll see. But this is the other sandwich. Gohan Beast, you're the only one stepping up today. We do appreciate that, so we'll be shouting you out all throughout the entire day. As you were the only one to come through, if you're still watching. There is a big game coming out soon called Black Myth. When's that coming out? It's getting hot in here. Holy shit, we gotta turn the air on. I'm not doing that though, it's gonna kill the battery. We'll just sit here in the sun. Okay, here we go. Here we go. I'm assuming this is the right sandwich, but maybe not. Why is it in the bag? Okay, looks like it is. So we're trying out the other sandwich here. There better be pickles on this. There better be, okay, there are pickles. Pickles, bacon, and the spicy sauce. This is the other, they have two new sandwiches. This is the other one that we have yet to try. So here we go. It's too hot. Holy shit, it's hot in here. God damn. It's so fucking hot in here, dude. Holy shit, is it hot in here. Take the hoodie off, by the way. Might have to. Might have to. Stellar Blade has a lower score than Starfield. How can you call that a success? It's a flop. Dreamcast guy is shilling it. I wake up to that like, oh, it's a success. It's an 82. And it's like, it's a lower score than Starfield, bud. How is that a success? And Dreamcast guy was the same loser that came out and said Starfield was a massive flop. So an 82 is better than an 83? I'm literally a biased fanboy, like dead ass. Like, a lot of the big streamers are shilling. Yeah, but they said it doesn't, they said it's not that type of game though. I mean, I played the demo, I guess it kind of is, but I don't know. Some reviewers are saying it's not really like that. Well, they should have never put out a demo. Where's your mother? Yeah, the chicken's pretty juicy here in this one. Sometimes the chicken's freaking dry. Get your bam, bud. So everyone shout out Gohan Beast. He's the sole supporter of the show here today. Now we'll be recognizing you throughout the entire day. Jake Paul stepping up to the plate. That's what we love to see. Jake Paul coming through with the 5. So Gohan Beast and Jake Paul stepping up to the plate. That's what we're talking about. Love to see it. Jake Paul coming through with the 5. We will have Stellar Blade coverage soon, but I just don't expect a big turnout, to be honest. The IGN video review has low views. All of the Stellar Blade content has low views. So I'm not expecting a big turnout. Glenn's coming through. That's what we're talking about. Stellar Blade is game of the year, by the way. Well, if that's game of the year, then this industry is. You know what we do have in July? We have NCAA. So there is actually a game every single month. This month, Stellar Blade. Next month, Hellblade. In June, what do we have in June? Elden Ring, DLC. In July, NCAA. In August, Madden, Star Wars Outlaws. September, I'm sure there's something coming out in September. October, you have all of the big releases, probably Call of Duty, NBA 2K, blah, 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 blah. And November, I'm sure some other releases as well. So yeah, we are, I mean, there's at least one big game coming out seemingly every month. Drew W's in the house. That's what we're talking about. 7 pretty much sums up Stellar Blade and PlayStation as a whole. Yeah, pretty mid and pretty forgettable. It'll be flavor of the week for about a week, and then people will move on to the next release, which is Hellblade. Yeah, Hellblade. I think is going to be more people are going to be talking about Hellblade because it's Xbox, and PlayStation fanboys get weird about shit like that. November's got Pokemon releases for the Switch. More Pokemon games. Jeez. We don't know when Kingdom Come comes out, so it just says 2024. It could be 20. They could push it back. Hogwarts Legacy did the same thing. It said holiday. It said holiday 2022. They pushed it into 2023. So, So it's only okay to listen to reviews when it says what you want to hear, right? You're a loser. Quit acting like you don't look at reviews, dumbass. Like you're so fucking special and like so cool and so edgy and so you know, just above everyone else, right? Because you don't look at reviews. That's bullshit. You look at reviews, you look at validation for your approval. on your purchases. I mean, that's what you do. Don't sit there and act like you don't. If it were very uncool to play video games, you wouldn't play them. Let's stop lying about it. Well, it's just the truth. I'd rather play Wii Sports Tennis. I'm not playing no damn topspin, bud. Stellar Blade sits at a 90 on Metacritic. That's a lie, bud. Stellar Blade is not a 90 on Metacritic. It's an 82. Unless it really went up. Stellar Blade is not a 90. What are you talking about? That's what we're talking about. Jeffrey G's coming through, stepping up to the plate here. Will Rage quit the first 30 minutes and shut it down? Well, if they can't be bothered to tune in, we might have to. I played the demo. I beat the demo. So. No, I've never played Wii Sports Resort. It took the simplicity out of the first game, and it added more crap in there, and like it just didn't look the same. They made a Wii Sports on Switch just like 2 years ago. No one talked about it. Didn't have much longevity. Okay, but yeah, well, it was supposed to be a fucking showcase of the technology, a free game that you get with the console. You're such a contrarian, dude. You're such a contrarian. Like, no one's believing your shit, dude. Hey, I'll figure it out, dude. The best Madden game, the latest one. Why would the old ones be better than the new ones? I don't understand that. If you're looking for an alternative, ESPN 2K5, of course, but that's old. Everyone bitches about Madden, but they don't even like bitch about like why it's bad. They have literally no idea. They just follow the trends. Like, oh, Madden sucks this year, and it's like, wow, you've been saying that for the last decade. Ain't nobody taking you seriously. It's like, what's so bad about Madden? I don't know. I play it all the time. It just works. I don't get it. It's like these people don't even play games, and I think that's the problem. They don't play games. Hey, I'll figure it out, dude. Is Glenn in here or not? They censored the graffiti in Stellar Blade. I'm not going to say what it says, but go look it up. That's why you buy the game on disc. They're going to patch it out with the day one update, so it's probably already patched out. It was deemed too sensitive. Yep. Well, that's why you buy the disc version. That's why you buy the disc version. I told you. That's why you buy the disc version. Another reason why physical wins. Because if they patch it, take things out, remove things, make things easier, what have you, then you can always roll it back. I'll figure it out, dude. It's literally a chicken sandwich. Like, this is healthy, bud. Chicken is pure protein. What are you talking about? You want me to eat ice cream instead? Like, well, I can think of less healthy things to eat, like a fucking bucket of ice cream right now. But you guys would probably argue that that's healthier because you guys are weirdos. You guys are probably like 400 pounds in your basement. You guys love talking about health. It's usually the fattest people that love pretending to be experts on health and shit. And it's just like, okay, well, look in the mirror. I mean, how much? Look at the scale. I mean, how much? What do you weigh? I don't care, dude. I don't care. There's people that smoke cigarettes every fucking day. Guess what it says on the pack of cigarettes? This causes cancer. And yet they do it anyway. So it's like, shut the fuck up. I don't know what to tell you. I'll figure it out, dude. I'll figure it out, dude. And there goes the chat. It's like you only chat when you see food on the stream, and then once that goes, it's over. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. It's unbelievable. The Fallout 4 update comes out tomorrow. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I guess we'll have to jump back into that. I mean, I don't think that that'll be that interesting, but we'll see. It'll definitely be, hit all-time player numbers, though. We're talking, it might hit 250,000 on Steam. Maybe more than that, to be honest. Probably more than that. Might even hit like 500K players on Steam if the hype is there. Well, it might update, yeah, probably tomorrow. I mean, maybe tonight. I don't know. I don't know when the update would roll out. Yeah. Yep. There's not an arena in Fallout 4, is there? I know. Hell no. There's definitely not. That's old school shit. Yeah, once AI starts getting into games, AAA games, you will see a revolution, and you won't be going back to the way games were. But it's gonna take another probably 10 years for that to happen, if not longer, to actually start implementing it. First of all, they need to have PlayStation. They need to come out with a thing called like PlayStation Assistant, and you could just talk to your controller because it has a mic in it, and it should be like the Chat GPT and helpful and like that's literally what they need to put money into, developing something that. Because I mean, what is the solution right now? You get stuck on a game. Well, you're gonna leave the game. That's what you have to do. You have to leave the game, pause the game, get your phone out, look up a walkthrough, Google it, whatever the case may be. So you're leaving the game. And if they can find a way to keep the player in the game and have just like a virtual assistant, like talk you through it, walk you through it, show screenshots, or I thought there was a thing that was I thought PlayStation was supposed to do that. This was already a thing. In fact, I remember seeing a video of this. I think it was the PlayStation 4 unveil. I think it was the PlayStation 4 unveil. They lied a lot in that PlayStation 4 unveil. There were a lot of things that never came to fruition. And I swear there was a thing that it said if you're stuck, you can just talk to the game. It's something like it was already supposed to be a thing in 2013, yet it never came to fruition. AI has to get better before it starts becoming useful in games. Fallout London, well, that's delayed because of the new update, and the mods are the modders who made that are mad. They're mad that Bethesda didn't tell them that they're updating the game, and it's like, you're a fucking entitled loser. You're making an unofficial mod, and like you have such entitlement that you thought Todd Howard was going to personally email you guys and say, hey guys, we're coming out with an update, but we're going to be the first to tell you before we publicly announce this. Like, what the fuck? I'm never downloading that shit. Those losers are entitled idiots. I'm not downloading Fallout London. They were literally bitching and complaining that Bethesda didn't give them the heads up that they were updating Fallout 4. And it's like, well, they're not entitled to do that, you dumb fuck. Like, you're going out of your way and modding something that isn't going to get Todd Howard's approval, so just sit the fuck down. God, these modders are losers. We put 4 years into this Fallout London mod, and we're mad that Bethesda hasn't acknowledged us. Yeah, because they don't give a shit about you. Dumbass. God damn. Stupid. Like, literally crying, like, oh my god, we had to delay our Fallout London mod, which is not, it's not an official thing, but this guy's on a pedestal and thinking like, oh, he's a part of like the Bethesda, like fucking, just because the fans like it doesn't mean shit. Bethesda doesn't give a shit about your dumb mod. And I'm glad they don't. It's their fucking property. It's their IP. God, everyone just says, oh, we buy a game and we just have the free will to do whatever we want with it. And it's like, no, you don't own the fucking game, you dumbass. God damn, I'm done with these weird ass gamers. The entitlement levels are just so fucking high with gamers. Like, they are just so entitled. Like, imagine bitching about like Bethesda not giving you a heads up, like, oh yeah, like they would do that. Like, get out of here. Get out of here. I have never played Skyrim with mods. Here's the thing. I've never played Skyrim with mods. I've never played Oblivion with mods. I've never played Fallout 3 with mods. I've never played Fallout New Vegas with mods. I've never played Fallout... Well, actually, I think I actually did. Because there is a modding section in Fallout 4, even on console, I think I did turn a few things on to test it out. But that's about it. Do the sloth face. You're not understanding. I literally saw a video with the guy. He's like bald, and he was like, oh, how dare Bethesda not contact us? We worked so hard on this Fallout London mod for 4 years. And the fact that they didn't reach out to let us know, like, beforehand, like, it's like, are you fucking serious? These guys are delusional. They think they're like a part of it or something, and it's like, you're not. You're making some unofficial, unapproved mod. Like, that's all you're doing. Like, sit down. You're not a part of Bethesda, bud. Why don't you go get a job at Bethesda? An idiot. I just saw the video last night. Someone brought it up in here, and I thought it was trolling. And it's like, no, this entitled, oh, we spent 4 years working on Fallout London, and it's basically an entire new game. And it's like, well, that's cool, but like, if you really thought, like, if you're really that delusional and you thought that Bethesda was going to give you a heads up on like, oh yeah, they're putting out a next gen update, and it's like, no, they're not going to fucking let anyone know that unless they publicly talk about it. Like, holy shit, y'all are like he wanted, like, this guy wanted exclusive access because they're working on this Fallout London mod for 4 years, and it's like, no one cares. There's like 5,000 people on the internet at that. No, I don't understand both sides. I don't understand both sides. If I were working on a mod, you shouldn't be working on a mod for approval or acknowledgement. Just make it good and put it out there. And if, Todd Howard shakes your hand and says, great work, that's one thing, but you can't expect that because it's not approved by Bethesda. In fact, they could probably take it down if they wanted to. It's their property. So if they really wanted to step in, they could take it down. Just like GTA, Take-Two does with GTA. They stop a lot of that bullshit. Nintendo does that too. They're really strict. It's like, well, I mean, they should be. It's their property. It's like when you go see the Mona Lisa, you can't, it's the Mona Lisa, bud. Yeah, just start your own game, get inspired by the game, and just start your own game. It'll be more fulfilling too, because you're not riding off the coattails of someone else's work. You're not riding off the coattail of someone else's work, because basically what they're doing is what Fallout New Vegas did, but obviously they were hired officially. So they're basically making an all new Fallout game with the assets of Fallout 4, all unimproved, by the way. So, and then they're crying about like, oh, Bethesda didn't let us know. Now we have to delay the Fallout London mod, and it's like, okay, how is it a big deal? They probably did it on purpose to fucking, yeah, they probably did it on purpose so that it would break the mod. So now there's no release date for it because, well, they won't know if anything. I mean, if Bethesda does roll out a thing in the update that like breaks stuff, then yeah, they're gonna have to go back and, you know, fine tune it. Okay, we're gonna get you up out of here. I don't ask you things, so don't ask me things. I don't ask you what you do. I don't ask you. So. Yeah, Stellar Blade has an 82 last time I looked, which is lower than Starfield. So, and the PlayStation fanboys are literally jumping up and down and saying it's got a great score, and it's like, no, it doesn't. An 82 is barely good. That's low 70s almost. I mean, we'll play it, we'll cover it, and you know, if we like it, we like it. If we don't, we don't. But I already said the demo was basically a 7 out of 10, and I was pretty spot on there. Well, here's the thing, bud. Stellar Blade is an internet darling game. No one outside of the internet knows that that game exists. So, yeah, the sales do dictate on the Metacritic score. The sales do dictate on what the internet basement dwellers think about it. I mean, that's just the reality. It's an internet base. It's an internet darling game. No one outside of the internet is buying that game. Oh, dead ass. They don't have game magazines anymore. There's no game show. There's no video game review shows on television anymore. It's all through the internet. See, that's the thing that happened to this industry that you don't understand. You had multiple magazines back in the day, from the 80s all the way to the early 2000s, mid 2000s, late 2000s. There was ways to get game information outside of just the internet, and now you can click, you know, one click, and you'll know everything about every game, and you'll see everything, all the walkthrough videos, cheats, hidden content, Easter eggs, just within one click. And it's like, well, you didn't have access to that back in the 80s. You bought a strategy guide, wanted to know a little bit more about the game, or you had to wait for someone to, because YouTube, before YouTube existed, I mean, there wasn't much video coverage back then, so there would still be guides, but it's like, well, you would have to wait for someone to type all that out. And you know, video content has just gone crazy within the last even 8 years. Yeah, you had Electronic Gaming Monthly. I think that's what it was called. You had Game Pro. You had Nintendo Magazine. You had probably others too. PlayStation Magazine, right? That was the thing. PlayStation Underground, PlayStation Magazine. It's all done. I don't think is any of that still around? Is there still magazines? I thought there was maybe one left, but that's all done. Oh yeah, Game Informer magazine. Damn, you had a lot. So that's what I'm saying. It's just like all of that's done. All of the advertising forms is just internet. I mean, sometimes you might see a bill, like in LA, there was billboards for Final Fantasy, but no one's going to look at the billboard and say, yes, I'm going to buy that game. It ain't happening. Now, you know, a bigger, more like Call of Duty or something, that's more effective. No one's buying an internet darling game that has a billboard on a bus or a fucking, and it just isn't going to be effective. Okay, but you're not getting the point. I'm not saying magazines were effective. I'm just saying that there was more ways to know about gaming news than just the internet. If you don't have the internet right now, you don't get gaming news. I'm serious. It doesn't exist. You can't listen to the radio and get gaming news. You can't listen to the news and get gaming news. You can't watch TV and get gaming news. It does not exist. It used to exist. There used to be G4. There used to be Spike TV. They had E3 on the television sets. All of that's gone. All of it's done. How do you not see the transition? It's all the internet, and that's why the games industry is in the shape that it's in, because now that's all they cater and pander to, a bunch of losers on Reset Era. Yikes. That's really what it's boiled down to, and it's sad. That's really what it's boiled down to, and it's sad. I don't even cover gaming news, really. You got to be on top of that. Dreamcast guy has no life. That guy's fucking uploading videos. The moment news breaks, he's uploading a video less than 30 minutes after. Well, it's not, it's true. I don't know how people listen to Dreamcast guy. It's just like, is this really what we're like? Yeah, this guy's got an old school car. Holy shit. Damn. Must be a car show around here or something. What the fuck? Where's this car show at? There's gotta be a car show or something. So these old ass cars, that's like from the 70s. How the fuck's that thing still running? Well, that's fake too. They modded that. I mean, obviously the engine's not from the 70s. It wouldn't fucking work unless it were maintained properly. They probably had to put a whole new engine in the damn thing. Well, then it's no longer that car, in my opinion. It's like modding a guitar too. It's like, well, if you're changing the pickups, then you're changing the entire sound of the guitar, and it's like, well, it's no longer that guitar. Never heard of Dreamcast guy, by the way. Well, you guys don't, because you guys are fake gamers. I could say like the PS6, PS5 Pro got announced today, and you'd be like, what? I never heard that. And it's like, well, that's fake gamer mentality. Yeah, so we got Stellar Blade tomorrow, and we have Fallout 4 update. So those are two things right there. Fallout 4 update, Stellar Blade. Fallout 4 update and Stellar Blade tomorrow. Yep. Well, you guys have no opinions on anything. We need passionate people in here that have opinions. I want to argue with these losers. You guys don't care about half the shit we talk about. So it's like, well, that's why you don't have an opinion on it, because you don't care. Good. I can't wait to talk about GTA 6. As I know you guys are going to defend that slop. I already remember them calling in and saying I was wrong, and it's like, well, I'm not wrong. I'm just based. Too based for certain folk that come in here and just pretend like they're real gamers, and it's like, that could never be me. I'm never wrong. It's the unfortunate side of being based. You're a passionate loser. Well, let's get you up out of here. Let's get you back, bud. GTA 6 will be the same game? No, it's not going to be the same game. It'll be worse. You know, we could have done a stream, and we still could, where I put the PS3 version in of GTA 5, and we compare it to the PS5, both disc versions, and we can go through the world, we can go through the map, Los Santos, and we can try and find things that might have been censored and taken out. Yeah, and I know at least 2 things that are definitely removed from the game. So, but you guys defend the censorship, and you say, oh, it's you know. So Jack Thompson was right. Jack Thompson was right. Jack Thompson was right. You can walk into GameStop today and buy a Game Informer magazine physical copy. Okay, so it still exists? I don't believe that. Wait, you can they still mail it to your home? I don't believe that. They still make Game Informer magazine? I don't believe that. Who the fuck is subscribing? It does? I don't believe it. Yeah, they send it to GameStop. They don't send it to your house anymore. They stopped doing that. Go to Game Informer and see if you can sign up for a magazine. Because I'll do it. You're full of crap. It does not exist anymore, dude. It's 2024. They don't send magazines to your home. Maybe to GameStop, but that's about it. It's probably online. You can probably still subscribe to the magazine, but it's online. Thrasher magazine? That's the skateboarding mag. There's no way they're still doing that. What the fuck? Who the fuck is reading a skateboarding magazine in 20? Skateboarding's like been out for a long time. Like, imagine just saying you want to be a pro skateboarder. Like, is that even a thing anymore? Like, they still have the X Games and stuff. I'm assuming you would want to try for that. I mean, not really sure. Not really sure. Okay, we need to get some mods up in here to help police the chat. It's getting ridiculous in here with all these bots. I'm pretty sure GameStop owns Game Informer, and they integrate the subscription to GameStop Power Player. Okay, that explains it. Yeah, they don't send the magazine to your home anymore. That is definitely not a thing. That would be a waste of money. You wouldn't have enough subscribers to do it. Because they stopped the horror magazine, Fangoria. They stopped doing that. That's all electronic now. Actually, I think they brought it back. But they might have stopped it again. I'm not sure. Yeah, well, it's just, the point is, it's not about magazines. The point is that there was multiple ways to get your gaming news. Now there's not. If you're not on the internet, you're not getting your gaming news unless, I guess, you go to GameStop and read Game Informer. Unless you have a friend that is in the bubble. I saw you today. Where? No, you didn't. I saw you today, by the way. No, you didn't. She don't love it, it's so sad. She don't love it, it's so sad. She don't love it, it's so sad. It's so sad. She don't love it, it's so sad. She don't love it, it's so sad. She don't love it, it's so sad. It's so sad. She never loved it, and it's so sad. She never cared, and it's so sad. She never loved, and it's so sad. She never cared, and it's so sad. She never loved, and it's so sad. She never loved, and it's so sad. Oh my God. All right, let's get you banned, bud. See you later. I got to do the modding because the mods can't figure it out. It's a little bit above their lots of sneak dissing in here. It's banned, bud. They give me a massive bag. What the fuck's that? What that's about? Let's get you banned. Dragon's Dogma again. You need to make me laugh again. I'm not playing that shit. If you want to support it, that's one thing. But I'm not playing a dead game like that. Now when Stellar Blade's coming out. Okay, we got Fallout 4 and Stellar Blade tomorrow, bud. I was going to cover Stellar Blade, but I looked at the views on the IGN review, and I thought, oh, that's pretty low. The hype right now is not where it needs to be. Maybe when it comes out, it'll go up a little bit, but the hype right now for Stellar Blade is not really where it needs to be. Exactly. Shape up or ship out. It's not that hard. It's not that hard. Dragon's Dogma 2 or Witcher 3, they're both trash. But I would say, you know, they're both terrible. Well, if you're a fake gamer, we're going to have to get you up out of here. It's as simple as that. If you're here for Michael Obsession, then we're going to have to get you up out of here. It's about video games, bud. And if you don't care, then great, we'll find someone that does. So we'll discuss the game with them, not you. That's what we're talking about. Emo's coming through with the 5. Let's get some dubs in the chat. Let's get some dubs in the chat. Let's get some dubs in the chat. Does Unrecord have a release date? I doubt it. Play Fall Guys Jedden. We played that already. Slop. The physics are terrible in that game. Star Wars Force Unleashed is better than that. That came out like fucking how many years ago? Over a decade ago. Yikes. No, VR gaming is never going to take off. Until the headset is a pair of glasses, it's not happening. It's too cumbersome and inconvenient to put on. Doesn't matter how great the experience is. If it's inconvenient for most people, they're not in. So you have to make the experience convenient. I don't know if the technology just isn't where it needs to be, but that's probably the issue. So maybe in the next 25 years, when they can get the goggles down to a pair of thick sunglasses, then, you know, in that form factor, then maybe people will put it on, but I don't know. I don't know. Okay, let's get you banned, bud. Half-Life Alexa is the only VR game worth your time. Yeah, I don't know about that. I mean, I haven't played it, but it's all the VR games are the same. I mean, that's just the harsh reality of it. It's just they all play the same. They all look the same. What game am I playing tonight? I don't know. We might not play a game tonight. We might save that for tomorrow because we have heavy gameplay streams tomorrow. We got Fallout 4 tomorrow, and we have Stellar Blade. So we got heavy gameplay streams tomorrow. We'll see. We got heavy gameplay streams. You don't need an entire room to play VR, dude. Maybe you did back in like 2016, but not now. Warzone top 10 situation. They won't tune in for it. People won't tune in for it. We'll have less viewers than ever. Last time I did Warzone, we had 170 viewers. Last night we had like at least 300 for Fallout New Vegas, and that game's like, you know, old, so. Maybe next week you can revisit PS3 games like Ratchet and Clank. No, we're not gonna go. We're not. The channel has never been covering irrelevant games. It's always been what is coming beforehand. That's literally what the channel has been. We never cover irrelevant games. I cover games months in advance before they're released because it's like, well, that's, you know, that's what works. If you wait and wait until it comes out, no one cares. If you cover it before it releases, then people start giving a shit. So that's what we're talking about. OP Husky coming through. Remember for 12 months? OP Husky coming through. Remember for 12 months. OP Huskies member for 12 months. That's what we're talking about. OP Husky member for 12 months. Oh my God. Oh man, this chat is, we cannot do a walking stream tonight, as much as we need to do it to get this weight off, or at least maintain. The chat is, you know, last night it was doing that weird shit again where it's just like, you guys cannot move the chat at all, and it's like, that's sad. It's already starting to happen in here, and it's like, yikes. This audience in here wears down so quick. I mean, it's just sad. They come in here for 5 minutes and get their dopamine hit, and then or either they come in here to advertise, sneak advertise their crap, or they come in here for 5 minutes and then leave, and you know, it's just like, yikes. Yep, and the chat's doing this thing again, and every time I bring it up, it makes it worse. Like they do it on purpose. They literally do it on purpose for a reaction. Like I'm guaranteed. I'm pretty convinced. Let's get a 3 in the chat. 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 Jeez. Imagine a day where we go live where the chat like never stops moving. That would be wouldn't that be something? Big fans using my catchphrases. You weren't even watching. You guys weren't even watching when I fucking said shit like that. Sad stuff. Act like they're a part of the show when it's like, well, you're not. You weren't even watching back then. Guarantee. Fake fans. Who's advertising? I'm not gonna get into it. Who isn't advertising in here? Who isn't advertising in here? All right. Okay, let's get you up out of here. You're a loser. God, you guys cannot move on. You guys have some issues upstairs. Call Dr. Phil or something. That's why you can't be in a relationship with anyone, because you would never get over it. You would never get over it. Just clinging on to fucking some weird ass shit like, oh wow, I missed the show, and the show is so much better. Great, I'm glad it was so much better. Go back and watch that show. Then I don't care. I don't need you in here now. Go back and watch the old show if it's so great. Just go back and watch those streams. I don't care. Fake ass fucking fans. That's like going up to a band and saying, hey, Green Day, you guys suck. Your only good album was Dookie or whatever. And it's like, well, they don't give a shit. Go fuck yourself. They would literally tell you to go fuck yourself. Then why are you here? It's just like, whatever, dude. Loserville. I miss the old show. Imagine having nostalgia for a show that never, like, went past 200 viewers. Like, that's pretty cringe. Well, you're a member, so go back and there should be, go to the community tab or something. I don't know how to find member videos, but Dragon's Dogma requires so many mods. Eggs. She don't love and it's so sad. It's the saddest it's ever been. She don't love and it's so sad. It's the saddest it's ever been. She don't love and it's so sad. It's the saddest it's ever been. She don't love and it's so sad. That's really all I need to make a band. I don't need anyone else to make a band. I got my own drummer right here. I got my own drummer right there, and I got my voice. You don't need anything else. Oh, Lord. Gears of War 2 campaign. I don't care about Gears of War, dude. I don't care about Gears of War, dude. I played the first one. That was enough Gears of War for me. I didn't buy the second. Didn't buy the third. Didn't buy the fourth. Didn't buy the fifth. It's broken. Well, without Stain, I mean, the chat just dies, and I don't know where he's been. I don't know if he's mad or hopefully he's doing well. Usually he's always in here. Pretty consistent, so. But some people were making up things and saying I called him woke, and it's like, I did not call him woke. In fact, I was not referring to him, because he wasn't, literally was not referring to him, so. Well, last time he said he was in the hospital or something, and it's like, hopefully that didn't happen again. I don't know. Usually he's in here. He's the only one that can really move the chat. He was watching during the LA streams. Him and Wrestling Face, they were the two big ones. They were watching during the LA streams. So. Okay, we're gonna get you banned, Bug. Oh yeah, with that username, we're gonna definitely get you up out of here. Imagine being a proud degenerate. Okay, well, I don't know who that is, but it seems like you're self-promoting, so let's get you up out of here. Yeah, and Dreamcast got shilling it because it's only on PlayStation. If it were on Xbox, they wouldn't be shilling it. Hell, the score would have 65 instead of well, the score would be like at 75 as opposed to like 82. Okay, let's get you, Batman. Green Day isn't relevant. Oh, they're still selling out stadiums and tours and shit, so obviously they're doing okay. I mean, I wouldn't watch them, but I'm just saying, I mean, obviously they have a fan base still. But they do put out forgettable music. They just put out a new album earlier this year, and I've already forgotten about. So they just put out Slop. Hey there, mister, who let the damn simpleton out of the asylum? Who let the damn simpleton out of the asylum? When does Indiana Jones come out? 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 Jeez. When does Indiana Jones come out? When does Indiana Jones come out? Well, the guy brought it up, so it's like he should know when it's coming out. I didn't bring it up. This guy in here is shilling Indiana Jones, and he can't even tell me when the damn release date is. It just says 2024. Okay, it's not coming out this year, though. It's almost halfway through 2024, and it's like if you don't have, I mean, they're probably saving release dates for release trailers and stuff, but it's like if you don't have a concrete release date, then might as well just say it's pushed into 2025. That's what's going to happen with a lot of these games. Kingdom Come 2, how much you want to bet Kingdom Come 2 is not coming out this year? They're going to push all these games into 2025. The thing is, though, they want to stay clear of GTA 6. You do not want to go up against that. I don't care how big, I don't care what your game is. You want to stay far away from that. So either you rush it out before 2025 because we don't know when GTA 6 is dropping. So as a publisher, you have to look at that release calendar and say, well, you have to steer around GTA 6. You cannot go up against that. Your game will be a total failure. Even after GTA 6 comes out for weeks. Because if Rockstar's plan, I mean, you're basically done. You got to get the game out before GTA 6. At this point, you got to get it out before. Not after, even. You got to get it out before. So, because even when GTA 6 comes out, if they're going to do that thing where it's like, well, we're going to do single player first, and then, you know, a few weeks later, we're going to open up the new online. Oh, you cannot put your game out anywhere near any of that. You got to put it out before. So these publishers need to start fucking putting deadlines up and saying, hey, we're launching Q2 of 2025 to get out before GTA 6 because it's going to be, it's not going to be pretty. It's going to be GTA rules the roast, and that's it. That's just the way it is. Well, that's what I'm saying. The publishers don't know when it's coming out. No one knows. But as soon as they have a concrete release date, that's why I think some of these publishers don't put out a release date, and because of the competition. It's like, well, if we just give them a vague window, it's like, well, you know, I don't know. I just explained that. I literally just explained that. I said, well, it depends on how Rockstar's plan is. You know, if it's like the traditional plan, we're going to release GTA 6 story mode, and that's first. Then there you go. That's gonna take up. Well, if you're a publisher, you get away from GTA 6. You don't put it out even after because the online is going to be the most addicting thing you've ever played. I mean, if you know, you don't understand, you don't get this game. Like, you don't understand, and none of you understand GTA 6. And it's like, well, I don't have inside information, but I mean, it's pretty fucking obvious that in a lot of ways it will be next level. Will the writing be trash? Probably. Will the censorship be prevalent? Probably. But in terms of technical aspects, it has to impress. There's just no way they can mess that up. But to what extent is the big question. And the normies love Red Dead 2. So if it's close to Red Dead 2, then that's all they need. But it'll be above that, and it should be. It'll be above that. How will the story even go? It's going to be woke. GTA 6 is already woke slop. Anyone defending it is already, well, missing the point. I'm not going to get into it, but if you can't see it, then I don't know what to tell you. The only game that can even stand up to GTA 6 is Minecraft 2. That's actually a good point. Yeah, well, yeah, you're right there. Yeah, Minecraft is the best-selling game of all time, I believe. Yeah, if they announced Minecraft 2, I mean, holy shit. Like a proper sequel, I don't really know what you would do with that. I guess ray tracing, and I don't really get Minecraft. I'm not even sure what it is, to be honest. Just some weird thing. Yeah, Minecraft 2 could compete, but not really. I mean, you still want to stay clear. If you're a publisher, you want to get your game out before GTA 6. That's just the way it is. Minecraft already has ray tracing, not natively though. Minecraft, yeah, but you got to put mods in, right? I thought I saw a demo of Xbox Series X running. It has it natively. How do I turn it on then? I don't have it. Is it on Xbox or PC only? I've never seen it before. I saw a demo of someone playing the fucking Series X mod. This was like 3 years ago, 4 years ago. What happened to that mode? It's on PC. So no mods? I didn't know about that. Looks like shit. The game looks like shit. It's like, yeah, I would like to turn ray tracing on. I remember a video where someone was playing like a prototype on Xbox like 3 years ago. Minecraft ray traced, and it did look pretty good. And it's like, well, what happened to that? I didn't know it had ray tracing. I thought they canceled that. I saw a video of someone playing it, but that's what we're talking about. Lady Angel coming through. Lady Angel coming through. Red Dead is niche. Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, look at the numbers. Look at the sales. GTA 5 is like the top third best-selling game. It goes like Minecraft, Tetris, and then I think GTA. I could be wrong on that, but it's pretty similar to that. The second best-selling console of all time is what? The Switch. Well, for Nintendo it is. The best-selling Nintendo console is the Nintendo DS. The worst is the Wii U. Yikes! I don't get why people just couldn't figure out the Wii U. I guess it wasn't appealing. To me, it's interesting. Whatever. They dropped it, but it's still available for PC. Is it good or no? Is it worth turning on or no? Yeah, because the game does look like shit. Huh, I didn't know that. Yeah, the GameCube sold more than the Wii U. Look it up. The GameCube sold more than the Wii U. The Wii U is a disaster. The Wii U is the worst console selling. It sold like 12 million units in how many years? From 2013, I think, is when the Wii U came out, to 2017. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. That's 4 years, right? When did the Wii U come out? 2012? 4 or 5 years. I can't do math. When did the Wii U come out? 2012? Yeah, it was 2012. 2012, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So it lasted 5 years, only sold 12 million units in 5 years. That's abysmal. That is abysmal. There's games that sell that much within just a couple of years. No one bought the Wii U. It's basically path racing. Yeah, okay. Well, I would like to see that, but I mean, no, I don't play Destiny, dude. That shit's slop. Will you play Hellblade? No, I don't. We're not gonna play the first one. Yeah, Microsoft owns Minecraft, so they're in charge. Well, there was a few spin-off games that flopped. Minecraft Earth, that was really cool. They that flopped. That was supposed to be like the next Pokemon Go, where you go outside and build shit in the real world. That was actually a really interesting idea. Of course, it didn't work though. Anything unique and interesting always fails. So you just do the same old thing, regurgitate it. Gamers love it. They're all stubborn. That's why you don't see anything new. Yeah, the Wii U is interesting. How? So you're saying Destiny's more? You're saying Destiny, the video game, is more interesting than the Wii U? Yeah, let's get you up out of here. You're a loser. I just can't agree with takes like that. That's cringe. Destiny's an interesting game, but the Wii U console's just total garbage, right? Because no one bought it because it wasn't cool, like the Switch. Have you played Mario Galaxy 1 and 2? Nope, never played them. Never played them. I don't own many Wii games. So even the best Wii games I have probably never played. Yeah, I just can't imagine coming in here and shilling Destiny. That could never be me. That shit's garbage. That's a grind fest. That shit's straight up trash. That's a grind fest, bro. What is the Metacritic score for Stellar Blade? Is it still at 82? Metro 2023. I think I played a little bit of it. I'm not sure. Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah. Why change? Why change anything? I mean, if it's selling, if it's working, then you don't want to mess that up too much. It's like the Switch 2. It's like, how do you make a Switch 2? It's like, well, the current Switch is selling like hotcakes still. Why would you want to disrupt that? I don't get it. So it's like, well, the Switch 2 has to be more of the same, because if it's too different, no one's buying it. It'll be a Wii U 2.0 again. But if it's also the same, no one's going to upgrade from the current Switch. So it's actually this is a very interesting spot for Nintendo. Very interesting spot. Now, if it has like some new WoW gimmick to it where it's like, holy fuck, this is really cool, that can get some headlines. But overall, the Switch 2 is a big risk for Nintendo because it's like, well, yeah, you could put out the same console again, but it's like, who's going to really upgrade? Most people won't. Some people will. Obviously, the diehard Nintendo fans will. But if it's also too unique and too different, it's going to be a Wii U 2.0 again, potentially. So it's like, well, you don't want that. So the Switch 2 is actually the biggest risk for Nintendo ever. Look at the Nintendo DS. They saw the Nintendo DS success, and they just basically put the same console out with just upgrades to the screen, bigger in size, things like that. So I'm assuming that's what they're going to do with the Switch. But at the same time, you know, it's got to have a big thing to get people in. Like, you can't just say it runs at a better frame rate resolution. The normies do not care. I don't care if you disagree. The normies do not care. The Nintendo fans, they don't give a shit about frame rate and resolution. Like, that is not a concern. Except for the vocal minority on YouTube that have a big collection of games that they don't play in their background, okay? So we're talking about the casual audience, the normies, the people that don't spend all day on Reset Era and fucking these gaming, social, fucking whatever the fuck, right? The casual audience, the normal Nintendo consumers, they need, how are you going to convince them to upgrade? Frame rate and resolution ain't going to cut it. Even better battery's not going to cut it. None of that is a selling factor. That's for PC nerds, man. That's why the iPhone, it's like, well, most people don't upgrade their iPhone because it's like, there's nothing new. It's just, oh, it's, you know, the processor is a little bit more efficient, you know, cameras are a little bit better, but overall, it's just the same phone. I mean, 5 years ago, even 5 years ago, it's the same phone as it is now. The last shift was the iPhone 10. They took the home button out and you unlock your phone through Face ID. That was never a thing before. So that was the big shift. That was the biggest reinvention of the way you interact with your phone. We don't have buttons on our phone anymore. We don't have headphone jacks on our phone anymore. That's all gone. You can't remove you can't upgrade storage anymore on your phone. That's done. You can't remove batteries. You can't replace batteries anymore on your phone. That's done. So, you know, how do you reinvent the phone? Well, again, it's at this point, it's almost impossible. I mean, it's just going to be the same thing for the next however long. You have the same phone for 6 years. Holy shit. Well, I think a 5 year thing. I think you can these days you can stick with the phone for probably even longer. They get a lot of updates. I don't know about Android, but iPhone I think I don't know if the iPhone 7 is still getting updates. I don't know when that released, but the iPhone 7 might still be getting updates. I'm not sure. That might be the lowest one you can go to that's still receiving updates, and that came out a long time ago. When did the iPhone 7 come out? Let's test some. Let's see some Apple fanboys in here. It might be iPhone 8 at this point, but there's a cutoff where they stop updating them, so you won't get the latest software updates and security fixes. It's like Windows. Like, eventually you have to upgrade Windows, otherwise, like, Windows 10 is going to be obsolete soon. Like, they're turning that off, aren't they? Like, it's going to stop receiving updates like in the next couple of years. And now there's a new Windows coming after Windows 11. Yeah, well, yeah, you PC nerds would love Android. See, that's the thing. It's just like, I don't care about changing the wallpaper on my phone. I don't care about customization. Like, I just, It's never been my thing. I don't need more than what it offers. I don't need to customize what the text looks like, the font. It's like, well, that was cool during MySpace. It's like we'll make our profile on MySpace look unique because other people are looking at it. But it's like, well, I don't need customization options on my phone. I mean, you can customize iPhone more than ever now, but I don't even know. I literally do not even know how to change the fucking background because I don't do that. "2025 is when Windows 10 stops getting updates." Okay, that's next year then. You could have just said next year. Yeah, but when there's a new Windows coming. They said Windows 11 was the last one, right? And that's not true. There's supposedly a new Windows coming. So, yeah, you can upgrade for free, right? I mean, yeah, I wouldn't stay on 10. If you're not on the latest software, I don't know what you're doing. I mean, eventually you're gonna have to move over, like, because they're gonna stop putting out security updates, and it's just you don't want to be running on that operating system without security updates. So eventually, I mean, you can stay with it until 2025, but eventually, like, you're gonna be basically forced to update. But if you're ever building a new PC anyway, it's like, well, you're gonna have don't put. Why would you put Windows 10 on it? Like, that doesn't make any sense. Some people do that. Like, they're obsessed with, like, some people have Windows 7 still, and it's like, what the fuck? Like, if you have an old computer, I guess, but like, there was a game development video. I forgot what game it was. It might have been there was a video game. I don't know if it was The Last of Us or maybe it was Watch Dogs. I don't remember what it was. They were using an old operating system. It was Watch Dogs Legion, I think. I can't remember, but they were using an old operating system like Windows 7. They were using Windows 7 to make the game, and it's like, what the fuck? I guess shit's not compatible with the newer OS. I'm not even trolling. I think it was Watch Dogs Legion. They were using Windows 7 to make that game, and it's like, I saw it in the background, and I thought, what the fuck? Unless it was a theme. It could have been a Windows 7 theme. That doesn't make sense to me. You want to be on the latest stuff. I know it's hard for people to transition, but it's just like, dude, especially if you have new hardware. I mean, if you're on old hardware, I guess that's a different story. But if let's say, for example, hypothetically, like, you're gonna build a new PC later this year. Don't fucking run Windows 10 on that. Like, please don't. You're literally wasting resources. I guarantee it'll run better on the latest version of Windows. Like, some people are weird like that. Like, they just like, oh, I'm gonna build like the latest and greatest, and it's like, is it really that big of a deal? I don't get it. I don't care what operating system it's running on. Now, for older hardware, it might slow it down if your shit's not up to, like, you know, I could see that being a reason why you wouldn't want to upgrade if you have inferior hardware. But overall, it's like, dude, I don't get it. I'm on the latest operating system. But the Windows updates are annoying as shit. I don't know if they fixed that, but it's like a big fucking blue box in the middle of your screen, like, hey, we got to update now, and it's like, yikes, that is cringe. It doesn't do that shit on Mac. Like, there's just a notification at the top right, and it's just an update available. Like, it's not a big ass blue box. Like, I remember there was one update in Windows where it's just like, hey, we need to update right now, and that's it. And it's like, yikes. It's like intrusive as shit. It's like, holy fuck. Like, I was in the middle of something, and it's just like, hey, we got to update now. And it's like, this is cringe. Like, what the fuck is this? How do you guys not have Windows 11? Like, what the fuck? It's free, isn't it? From Windows 10 to 11, I'm pretty sure it's fucking free upgrade. What do you guys really game on a Windows 10 PC? That's old. Okay, but eventually you're going to have to get new hardware. I mean, Windows 10 is going to stop receiving updates. So it's like, I mean, if you want to run an operating system that, I mean, you have until 2025, but you're going to eventually, like, it's not going to be safe to run that. They're going to stop putting out security updates and shit. So it's like, well, it's more vulnerable. But people will still run it. I don't know. To me, that's odd. I guess it's just the comfort of it. Like, XP was based. Windows XP is based. Like, that was based. They should just go back to that. Like, the simplicity of it, but, you know, the functionality of it. That was based. Wasn't all this weird fucking tile shit and whatever they're doing now. Windows XP was the last good one. Vista was all about graphics and a bunch of useless shit. It's like, hey, we have transparent windows and it looks so cool. And it's like, well, it does look cool, but it's like, okay, is this necessary? It's like, well, you're going to need more hardware to run that shit. You're going to need better hardware. It's just a way to upgrade your shit. Because they're going to stop updating it in 2025. Oh, I'm getting it. They're going to stop updating it in 2025. You really want to run an operating system that stops receiving updates? I mean, it's not 2025 now, but I'm just saying, like, Windows 10 support is ending. So eventually you're going to have to upgrade. Like, it's not safe to run that operating system. It's going to stop receiving security updates. They don't have resources to keep updating an obsolete operating system. Especially when they announce the new one, whatever the hell that's going to be called. I don't know what's so funny about this. Ask Woojack in here. He'll tell you. I mean, well, he's probably stubborn too. You guys are just stubborn. Like, okay, run your operating system without security updates. I don't give a shit. But when you got viruses and hackers exploiting that, then great. You know, let the malware just get right into your system. Jeez. Be stubborn. I don't care. Don't upgrade your OS. I don't really care. I'm just saying it's ending support next year. So it's like, well, you in my opinion, you do have to make a decision. I wouldn't want to be running an operating system that doesn't receive patches. That doesn't make sense to me. You have to update your console. And the new hardware is coming out anyway. I mean, if you guys are going to upgrade your hardware, I mean, why would you want to put an old operating system in it? That doesn't even make sense. Because they say this shit on V2. They're like, Windows 7, now I'm still on Windows 7. It's like, how the fuck are you on Windows 7? That shit stopped receiving updates a long time ago. I mean, on an old computer, I guess that, you know, you probably can update it. Because it requires certain shit. Yeah, I mean, if you want to stay on Windows 10, I mean, that's fine. I wouldn't want to. I mean, if it were my main PC. If you're using like as an offline machine or something, then that doesn't really matter. Like I don't think people understand here. Like, once it stops receiving security updates, like, they're not patching anything, any exploits. So it's like, well, that's it. It's pretty much done with. It's not really safe to run it. So I don't know. People are just stubborn, I guess. I don't really give a shit what operating system I have. I've never sat there and bitched about Windows 11. Like the only thing that was annoying was that the fucking start screen was in the middle now, and it's like, well, that took like 5 minutes to get used to. Otherwise, it's like it's the same Windows. I don't like Windows anyway. Windows is trash. Windows is the bottom of the barrel. It's like when you hit the Windows key right now and then type in screensaver and then click on change screensaver or whatever the fuck the option is, and look at the monitor it shows you. It's like a 1980s compact fucking, like a 1990s, like a 1999 compact monitor. Like they still haven't updated the icon on that, and it's like, that's fucking cringe. Okay, I'm not gonna argue about it with you guys. I mean, you guys are just kind of naive. Really odd stance, but I just don't get it. Like, I really don't get it. So do you not update your GPU drivers because, well, you're not updating your operating system? So it's like, I don't get it. It's not wanting to go with the flow. It's a risk. It's a vulnerability. When they stop updating Windows 10, I don't know how hard this is to understand. It's not safe to run that operating system next year when it stops receiving security updates. This isn't about going with the flow. This isn't about being it has nothing to do with that. It is literally a risk. Any software fucking person will tell you this. It's literally a risk to run Windows 10 once it stops receiving security updates, which is next year. It ends support. So I don't understand how hard this is to understand, but I guess it's just pretty complex. I don't give a shit. Like, I don't. If you guys want to run your outdated operating system, that's fine with me. I don't care. I would not do that though. I mean, if you're going to keep it offline, then sure, it doesn't matter. But if you're going to have the damn system online and you're going to play with other people and shit, it's like, yeah. I guess you guys, I mean, if you want to, if you have a PC and you just want to keep it offline just to run games on it or something, that's, you treat it like a console or something. That's, well, actually, you can't do that because most games won't launch unless you sign into a fucking client. So it's like, well, yeah. I guess they want viruses in their system. I don't know. It's just it's an odd take. I mean, right now it's fine. I'm talking about next year. That's what I'm talking. I'm talking about 2025. I'm not talking about right now. You don't have to update right now. They're still putting up important patches and fixes. But when 2025 rolls around, like, well, they're going to end security updates. So, just be mindful of that. Just be mindful of that. I guess it doesn't matter though. Windows 12 is delayed. Why don't they upgrade to 11? Well, they're going to be forced to. They're going to be forced to next year. It's not about right now. It's about next year. It's about next year. No, you don't have to install Windows 12. It has nothing to do with Windows 12. How do you not understand this? How do you not understand this? Windows 11 won't end support until probably like 2028. So you're good with Windows 11 for until you don't want to run the operating system unless it has security patches. That's why they discontinue certain iPhones. It's like, well, yeah, they're going to discontinue it because it stops receiving security updates. And you know, I'm not going to get into it. I don't understand how hard this is to get. It's like, yeah, you can, you know, I prefer iOS 7, but like, that's old. I don't know what you want me to tell you. The old iOS is better than the new one. I'll tell you that right now. But why would you want to go back? You know, the Xbox dashboard, the original Xbox 360 dashboard is better than the current one. But, you know, it is what it is. They force you to update it unless you have your console offline forever. And actually, you still wouldn't have the Xbox dashboard because certain games on the disc have the patch installed already. So it would force you to update the dashboard. So you're literally locked off to a certain amount of games, like the launch games or whatever. So if you find an Xbox 360 that has the dashboard, I'm sure you can probably put the blades on there unofficially, but it's just the way it is. Okay, you can do a clean install of Windows. I don't understand. You guys are weird. You guys are weird. It's this weird PC crowd in here. I don't understand, dude. I mean, unless there's probably applications that don't run the same as they did on Windows 10, and if that's the case, then I understand. But yeah, I'm sure there's a lot of people that are still on Windows 10. But next year's going to be, you know, you're going to see notifications on your shit that says, hey, you know, we're end of support is coming soon for Windows 10, and they're going to want you to upgrade to Windows 11 at least. That's what they just did with the other. Didn't Windows 7 drop support a few years ago? Or no, Windows 8. Windows 8. Yeah, Windows 8 stopped receiving updates. Windows 8 stopped receiving updates. Well, I'm not going to explain it. Some of you guys are just stubborn. I think some of you guys are weird with this like customization shit and like this like, well, you know, there's workarounds for this, that, and the third, and it's like, well, that's great. Dude, no one's got time for that. Sit around all day and custom configure your shit. Like, I don't get it. Is it just so hard to be like? I don't get it. I mean, I really don't get it. Like, I can understand preferring an operating system and preferring, you know, but like just like being defiant to it because you think something is better when there's just no facts. Like, I don't really get it. For gaming, Windows 11 is better. I mean, it's newer. Even Bill Gates will tell you that. You don't even work at Microsoft anymore. Newer is better. That's just the way it is. Newer is always going to be better. Newer hardware, newer software. It's always going to be better. I don't know what you guys love living in the past. It's nostalgia or something. Some weird nostalgia trip. Anyone with any software degree in here will tell you that you guys are wrong on this. Okay. So I know we don't have vocal people in this chat except for like 3 people, but it's like, well, if anyone's going to sit there and just argue that Windows 10 is better than 11, I mean, well, maybe it is in certain aspects. Maybe it's more compatible with certain applications. It doesn't matter. It's more about then just go make your own Windows. Go make your own operating system. Fuck, Jesus Christ. Go make your own build computer. Go build your own company in the garage or something. Jesus Christ. I don't understand the argument. You guys want to argue all the time in here. It's weird shit. It's weird behavior. I don't know how you can argue older is better than newer. I really don't understand that. The only reason, in my opinion, to stay on Windows 10 would be if there's applications that don't work that you need that aren't fully compatible or are glitchy on Windows 11. Windows 11's been out for years now. I don't know where the hell you guys have been. Windows 11 has been out for like 2 years, 3 years now. Hell, maybe 4. I don't even know. Windows 11's been around for a long time. All I said was that next year it's ending. Someone said next year it's ending support, and I said, well, then I think you do need to make a decision. Right now you don't. But if you're building a new PC, and you're going to put Windows 10 on it, and let's say, for example, and I'm not saying anyone here is going to do this, but I'm just saying, like, let's say, for example, you go out later this year and you buy the 5090, 5080, 50 whatever, and you buy the 14th gen, or 15th gen rather, Intel CPU, because all that new shit's coming, and then you decide to put Windows 10 in it. To me, that's a big step backwards. To me, I don't even think that will work. I mean, it probably will because it's PC. Anything works on PC. But it's just like, are you really taking full advantage of all of that new hardware with obsolete software? I mean, that don't make sense to me. And I know, I'm sure some PC gamers would love doing that. They would love doing that. That's some weirdo shit right there. That's some stupid shit right there. That's a waste of money. That's what that is. That's a total waste of money. Oh, let's buy all this new expensive hardware, you know. Let's spend 3K, 4K on a rig and put obsolete fucking an operating system that's literally coming to the end in literally months after you build the PC. I was like, yikes. I mean, sure, you can always upgrade, but holy shit. I don't get it. Well, it doesn't matter because the new Windows is coming out anyway, so it's not even out Windows 11 now. Like, eventually they're going to roll out the new Windows and it'll have more bells and whistles. And all I'm saying, and it should be pretty obvious, is that when it comes down to it, the security updates, things like that, when that gets dropped, it's just not, you know, it's like using Windows 7 to do. Like, if you're running a computer, I mean, I don't know what, I wonder, you know, that's the thing too. It's like, I wonder what operating system all the schools use. Probably is Windows 10 because they don't upgrade. I remember back in school, it was probably still Windows XP, and I think Windows Vista was in. I don't remember. I think it was Windows XP. But for that, it's like, yeah, you definitely have to. You guys updating Windows 11 over top of 10? Why are you buying obsolete software? I don't get it. What is so great about Windows 10? It's the same shit to me. What don't you like about Windows 11? Okay, there's an aesthetic change. Great. It's a PC. You can probably customize that if you want. If you really cared about that, but you probably put a Windows 10 theme over it. So you'll feel right at home. I don't understand. All I said was that it's going to stop. Someone said in here it's going to stop receiving updates. I said, when is Windows 10? Because we were talking about that. I said, when is Windows 10 going to stop receiving updates? They said 2025. Okay, well, if that means security updates, then yeah, you're going to have to make a move. Either you say, you know what, we're going to put this computer and we're going to put it over here and leave it offline forever, because it doesn't matter. There's no security updates. It's a risk to use that operating system. You're not understanding. It's not about, do we prefer Windows 11 over 10? It's about, well, Windows 10 is stopping. There's no more updates, security updates. So it's not necessarily safe. Hackers and you know, they'll be targeting that, and it's like, well, they know because there's no updates coming for it. So officially anyway. So I don't know what to tell you. If you guys want to stay on Windows 10 with your 5090, then that's really cringe to me. That's really cringe to me. This is a weird discussion. Like, yeah, I see. It's just like that's why the chat's dead in here, because y'all just have some weird ass takes. Y'all have some weird takes. Okay, well, Windows 10 support is ending. I don't understand how hard that is to get. If it weren't ending, then we wouldn't have this discussion. It's not about which one is better. God. It's not about which one is better. It's about the security updates. If the security updates weren't ending next year, then it wouldn't matter. And maybe they're not. I don't know. Maybe that's just the feature updates, because they stopped doing feature updates. Okay. Well, that's why the show is. Well, now we know why the show is incompatible with a lot of people, because y'all are just stubborn with your. The same thing happens with Mac too. They mark it obsolete. Eventually, it stops receiving updates, and it's like, well, yeah, they want you to upgrade to the newest one, and it's like, well, I mean, I can understand if you have an old PC that might not be able to handle it, but well, maybe it's time to upgrade. I don't know, dude. It's just. It's not. Yeah, it's not about. It's not about that. It's not about that. I'm talking about. Microsoft will extend 10 security updates for their 5 years, like every Windows. Okay, well, you should have clarified that a long time ago. Thought you guys knew about this shit. You guys are nerdy, and that's literally all you could have said. I was under the impression that that everything, that support was being dropped in 2020. Well, then it doesn't matter. The discussion is over. Stay on Windows 10. You're safe. You're good. That's all I was talking about, bud. I was under the assumption that the security updates were ending next year. They're not, apparently, so you're good. I mean, I personally, I still wouldn't. I would go with, if I'm going with the latest. If I'm building a new PC, I'm going with the latest and greatest everything. That's just the way it is. I'm not gonna install an old operating system on it. I think that's crazy, but you know, I mean, it looks like you're fine. It looks like there's a 5-year period after 2025, so that'll put you into 2030 before you have to move. So there you go. There you go. Oh, let's get input funny's take on this. Let's get in. We're having a big heated argument in here. The chat's moving about. We're discussing Windows, and hey, input funny. Oh, input funny is on Windows 11. Input funny is on Windows 11. What? Okay. Okay. No, now you rolled your computer back. Your computer does not come with Windows 10. Actually, no, it probably does. Never mind. That's an old. Yeah, no, never mind. I understand. But we were basically discussing this idea that someone said Windows is stopping in 2025, but the security updates are still going to happen until 2030, apparently. So. Okay, but I thought 2025 was the stopping point, but there's I mean, okay, then you can stay on Windows 10. I was under the assumption that the security updates were ending and no one clarified it, and if they did, I didn't look. So that was what I was discussing. So I have nothing. That was what I was discussing. I was under the assumption that the security updates were ending next year, and I'm wrong. So, okay. Well, the security updates are apparently not ending until 5 years after that. So you're good. So, next topic. That's all I was discussing. I was under the assumption that the security updates were ending next year. It's not the case, apparently. I don't have Google in front of me, bro. I got, you know, I'm doing a stream, dude. I'm not on a desktop like all you losers. I'm on a fucking phone, dude. God. I don't have 2 fucking phones to figure out. You can only do 1 app at a time. That needs to be changed. don't know what's going on with that. That's ridiculous. But again, if you want my personal opinion, I would go with the latest operating system, especially if you're building new hardware. I think that would be a waste. But I'm sure there's someone that knows more about it than me. They will be forced to keep updating Windows 10 as the adaptation for 11 is too slow. Okay, that's pretty typical. Windows 8 just stopped receiving security updates like last year or the year before. I don't know. I don't have Google in front of me. You have the advantage. You can look up anything and get fucking. I'm surmising here. Okay, you're trying to put me in this corner and make me look like an idiot, and it's fucking annoying as shit. You have Google in front of you, more than likely. And if you don't, you're on your phone. It doesn't matter. You can multitask and watch a video and pull up fucking Google. I don't have the facts in front of me, bud. So if you want to debate, we'll debate. But let me get the facts in front of me, and then we'll start talking. Okay? I'm looking at a mirror of myself. That's what I'm looking at. So I can pause the stream to look something up, but there's no reason to do that. The only thing that I was discussing, and it should be pretty clear at this point, was that I was under the assumption, and I'm wrong, that Windows 10 was ending its security updates next year, which I was wrong about. They're apparently extending that. That's what I've been told, and I'm going to assume that that's true. So that's all I was discussing. So there's no reason to keep discussing it, because that was the only thing I was arguing. I said, well, when the security updates end, it is time to move on. And for some reason, it wasn't clear to me that that's not happening next year. So you're good. Yeah, stay on Windows 10. I'm not. I just explained it. I don't need to explain it 5 more times. It was about the issue was about the security updates. That's what it was about. So you're good. You can stay on Windows 10 for another 5 years. You're going to be good. It'll get the major security updates. There's apparently a lot of businesses and schools probably using Windows 10, and they have yet to move on to the latest operating system. So there you go. I'm not doing a poll. What is the poll? What do you want me to do a poll for? What operating system you prefer? There's a lot of fucking PC weirdos in here that love fucking 10 and love 7, and they just love sitting on obsolete hardware. I don't. Obsolete software. It's like, well, I don't get it. Go watch a Linus Tech Tip video and look in the background and see what operating system they're running on. They're not running on 10, I can guarantee you that. Who's shilling it? It's got to be Linus Tech Tips, because he's the biggest fucking PC dude on the platform. Is he still? There's no way he's recommending 10. There's no fucking way. Someone's shilling 10 somewhere, and that's what's gotten you guys all flustered. I'm not saying update to Windows 11, but I was under the assumption that security updates were ending next year. That's not the case. So the discussion is closed. I was wrong. And no one corrected me until that moment where they said, okay, well, they're extending it for the next 5 years after, so you're good. The discussion is over. The discussion was not about if Windows 11 is better than 10. The discussion is that, okay, I was under the assumption that Windows 10 was ending security updates next year, and that's not the case. So you can stay on Windows 10 if that's what you prefer. There's no more discussion here. I've clarified it multiple times. How much more clear do I need to be? Now you guys just want to argue about nothing. I've made it very clear, and by the time Windows 10 becomes obsolete without security updates, there will be Windows fucking 12 or whatever the fuck. So yeah, you won't have to update to Windows 11. You'll be updating to Windows 12, bud. So you can ride out Windows 10 for at least another 5 years after next year, apparently. That's what I've been told in here. So if that's true, then there you go. You're good. I'm not. Yeah, if it ain't broke, don't. There's no reason to move forward. Windows 11 with 8. Yeah, here's my take. Here's my take. Don't build a computer without 32 gigabytes of RAM. That's the minimum these days. 16 is not enough. Not for gaming. 32 or above, and I know that's going to sound annoying, but that's just the way it is. If you want to quote future-proof your machine, then just start off with 32, because you're gonna. If you start with 16, you're gonna eventually have to upgrade these games. The requirements for these games, insane. 16 gigabytes of RAM just to run a fucking game, and it's like, well, yeah, you're gonna need 32 gigabytes of RAM. Hell, I'd go with 64. I'd go with 64. I mean, if you're gonna go all out, go all out. Get the 5080, 5090 next, in a few months, and get the new 15th gen CPU, Intel, and boom, you got the best rig that money can buy. Now, if you're gonna put Windows 10 on it, that to me seems like a little step backwards. But you do you, if that's what you want to do. I think we're going to have to make a video input funny. We're going to have to go to like a computer shop, and we're going to see what people prefer, because it seems like this is a heated topic for some reason. It's like, well, let's ask this guy that does this for a living, and he builds computers for a living. What operating system is he putting on the client's PCs? There's no way it's fucking Windows 10. There's just no way. But y'all are against Windows 10 because you probably saw a video where like some fucking neckbeard thought like, oh yeah, it sucks up more resources than it requires. And it's like, yeah, well, it is going to require more hardware, more recent hardware. No shit. That's just how it works. I don't understand how this is hard to comprehend. They want you to buy a new computer every 5 years. I mean, yeah, that's, the only, I was bringing up iPhone, and I said, well, what's the latest iPhone what was the last iPhone that stopped receiving support? Was it iPhone 7? I know 6S isn't supported anymore. They dropped that. So it must be at 7 or 8 at this point. I think 7 might be dropped too. So 8, iPhone 8. When did iPhone 8 come out? 2014, 15? That's a long time ago. So you got a decade of software updates for free. And if you're not updating your phone in 10 years, then yeah, maybe it is time for an update. I hate to say that, but it's just like, dude, if you had your smartphone for 10 years now, it might be time for an upgrade, because you'll feel it. You'll feel the upgrade. If you got a phone from 2014 and you're still rocking it, you're talking 10 years of hardware and software advancements. Like, damn, you're gonna feel a big upgrade. If you went from iPhone 8 to iPhone 15, that's a big update. iPhone 8 still had the damn home button. iPhone 8 still had the home button. Okay, we're gonna get the trolls out of here. My iPhone 3 is still going, by the way. I no, you can't even use that anymore. I mean, you could probably use it as an iPod, but I doubt you can connect it to a fucking service. I went from Galaxy 7 to Galaxy 21, big upgrade. That's what I was saying. It's like if you wait that long, like 5 or 6 years, it is going to be a big upgrade. Yeah, no, most people don't upgrade their phone every year unless they have to for whatever reasons. Like if you want the latest and greatest cameras, then if you use your phone as a camera, and it's like, well, phones are still cheaper than cameras, so it's like, well, I mean, if you can see the value in it from that perspective. Just for the cameras alone. If you're doing social media full time, it's like, well, yeah, you do want the latest and greatest iPhone. For video content, I mean, that's, yeah, they don't have FM. They don't have that. I'm gonna get these trolls up out of here. You're not using that shit. You're probably on a fucking super smartphone, and you're acting like you're fucking using some fucking ancient technology from 2004. Like you're not using that shit, okay? We're gonna get you up out of here if you can't have real discussions, okay? It's getting really tiresome. I'm using the iPhone SE from 2016. Update is gonna force me to upgrade. I thought they dropped support for iPhone SE. Pretty sure that's discontinued. Maybe the second generation is still going. I don't know about. I think there's a third generation too. But iPhone SE at this point dropped. They dropped software updates for that. GTA 5 came out during the iPhone 4. That's not true. No, the iPhone, it was either the 5 or the 5S. No, you're wrong. It was not the phone. It was not the 4, dude. The 4S came out in 2011. So if we were to do, okay, so it's the 5S. The 5S was the top of the line smartphone in 2013 from Apple. The 5S. And go type it in right now and look at the size of that phone. Holy fucking shit. That's before the phones got big. Like in size, literally. So the iPhone 5S was the top of the line smartphone in 2013, and that really dates the fucking game because you guys were this was the size of the phone. Like no one would use that in 2020. No one would use that. No, it was the 5S. The 5S came out in 2013. I know my Apple shit, bud. The 5S came out in 2013. Unless I'm wrong on that. It was not the 5 because the iPhone 4S came out when Steve Jobs died. And then next year it was the 5, and then the year after that was the 5S, then it was the 6, and it was the 6S, 6S Plus, blah, 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 blah. So then they dropped the S and then went, yeah, still using a Nokia, but yeah, no one's doing that. And you're a truck driver, right? So you need the latest and greatest. I watch a truck driver YouTube channel. Well, I'm not gonna name it, but I don't know. It's kind of entertaining. He shows everything. He kind of fell off though, but he used to be a little bit more popular. He vlogs everything: the car wash, the route, the downtime. I forgot what they call it. What do they call it? Can't remember. Samsung is better than iPhone. I disagree. I mean, it depends. It's a debate that'll never end. To me, they're the same. The vanilla. I mean, they're very similar. At this point, they're very similar. I don't need customization on everything. If it just works, that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for convenience and I'm looking for quality. That's what I'm looking for. I don't need customization options on every fucking thing that I do. It's just like if it just works and it works just fine, I don't need to get into these advanced settings. I'm not a PC guy. I don't need to customize it. I'm not a customization guy. I'm not a configuration guy. If it just works, great. That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for convenience and quality. I'm not looking to spend all day figuring out how to get into the settings and get really technical and nerdy, and that's just not my thing. And there's people in here that love PC stuff, and it's like, well, that is going to be their forte. And yeah, you would prefer Android over fucking iPhone if that's the case. Why is this going up? Well, Apple's introducing a bunch of shit like within the next few months. So iOS 18 is gonna like change a lot of stuff. You're gonna be able to side load apps and all that crap, which I don't really agree with, to be honest. Yeah, it just works. I mean, I've used, the thing is, I'm not, I have a preference, sure, but I'm not a fanboy. I mean, I use Android sometimes for streams because it is more flexible. That's the only reason why I have an Android. It's just to use it for streaming. I just bought it for streaming because it is a little bit more flexible. We can do TTS and stuff like that. Where on this, it's like it's a little bit trickier to do it. You just have a little bit more flexibility with stuff like that. And it's like, well, yeah, that's. Okay, well, I'm not talking about. The Androids are expensive too. The Androids are more expensive than the iPhone. What are you talking about, bud? The Android phones are expensive as shit. Go type it in right now. The S23 the S24 Ultra, I think that's the latest. The S24 Ultra, that's like $1,500, $1,200. But the iPhone's more expensive, by the way. It's about the same fucking price. I mean, it might be a little more. It's Apple. I mean, yeah, that's just the way it is. I mean, if you don't agree, then don't buy it. Not hard to figure out, dude. That's what I'm saying. You guys are acting like Android's cheap, and it's like, well, no, it ain't. Not now. God, you guys act like it's 2007 here with these damn debates. Like, Android versus iPhone. It's like, it's not 2007 anymore. Like, I mean, there's people that still get weird about shit like that, but it's like, dude, it's not 2007 anymore, bud. It's not 2008 anymore. It's like, this is an old ass debate. I've been out here for 147 minutes. Terrible support today. Jeez, you want to suffer playing these slop ass games, and it's like, well, we would have covered Stellar Blade if there was more hype surrounding it, but no one in here cares. And it's like, well, I mean, I can make a video, I guess, but there's nothing to say about the game. I don't have an opinion on it. I mean, I played it. It's a 7 out of 10. I played the demo, and there you go. I mean, what do you want me to say about it? I'm not picking a side. The game's mid. I mean, from the demo, I mean, 7 out of 10. Yeah, it's just I'm a Mac and I'm a PC. Well, we're not even talking about Mac versus PC. That's a whole different realm. And I already said it's like, well, what is your use case? What are you trying to do? Like, if you came to a computer, if I were working in a computer shop, hypothetically, it's like, well, if you came in and said, hey, my old PC is broken or whatever, it's sluggish. I'm looking to upgrade, and it's like, well, what do you primarily do? Do you game? Do you stream? Do you do this? Do you do that? Like, what do we really? It's about the software. You're interacting with the software. The hardware means nothing. You're interacting with the software, and it's like, well, in my opinion, if you want to do gaming and streaming, and that's strictly your thing, you want to game. It's like, yeah, you don't buy a Mac. You do not buy a Mac for gaming. No one will recommend to you that. Even the Apple fanboys would tell you that, yeah, you don't buy a Mac for gaming. There are games on it, but not many. And they're working towards getting that to be better. They have Resident Evil 4 remake on there and Death Stranding and things like that. But again, most people don't buy a Mac for gaming. I mean, that's just the way it is. So, if you're strictly gaming, you build a PC. I mean, you buy a PC, but whatever the case may be, you go with PC. But in my opinion, if you're more if you're not into gaming, and you're doing more creative things, and you're into music, and you're into making music, or you're into kind of making videos here and there, and well, that software comes for free with the Mac. It comes for free, and it's not trial software. It's very great software to get started, to learn the basics, and it's all built in for free. So you're getting the software that benefit your use cases, if that's what you're looking to do. It's really not hard to figure out what you need, but you do have to sit back and ask yourself, well, am I a gamer? Do I want to build a PC for gaming? Well, then yeah, you build a PC. You don't build a Mac. It's really not hard. Day one patch of Stellar Blade. They're already bowing down to woke. Well, that's why you buy the disc version. And someone said the disc version might be hard to find. Well, now it will be. because they're patching it out. They're patching certain things out. So that's why you buy games on disc, and that's a whole nother debate. It's debate central in here, huh? You guys just want to get that angst out. I don't get it. You guys are just. It's like, can we mellow out a little bit? Jesus Christ. It must be an age thing. I was telling you that yesterday. The disc is going to sell out. Well, now it will because Glenn, they're censoring the graffiti and they're probably censoring a bunch of other shit too. So, yep. I would get the disc version ASAP. I would get the disc version, and I'd buy 2 copies. Well, I don't think it's that big of a deal, but maybe down the road it might be, if it is rare. It might go for a higher price. Stellar Blade unopened. Stellar Blade PS5 physical copy unopened, because it has the manuals, it has the stickers too, apparently. MO's coming through again. That's what we're talking about. I use Galaxy, to be honest. I've been thinking of running 2 phones and getting. Yeah. Well, the truck driver I watch uses Android too. He's got the big fold, big screen. Yeah, they're already censoring it. That's why you buy the disc version. They censored. I'm not gonna get into it, but just look at it. It's getting late, folks. It's already 2 o'clock. Well, and that's the thing too. These New Vegas fanboys came in here and they just cannot answer simple questions about the game. Like, I don't get it. Like, I'm asking. See, I guess it's just a level of like, do you like helping people? And it's like, I don't think the answer is yes in here. I think a lot of people are stubborn and a lot of people just don't want to see. It's like, dude, if I worked at GameStop, I would love to help out uninformed gamers. That would be a lot of fun. But maybe to some people that's not fun. Like, if someone came up and said, what's the difference between Series X and Series S, I'd love to help out. But, that's not, I guess, everyone's thing. I don't know. To the best of my ability. I mean, Series S is cheaper. Series S doesn't have a disk drive. Series S is smaller in size, less storage, less powerful. So... 4 hours to the hold on. 4 hours till the Fallout 4 update. I thought the Fallout 4 update was dropping tomorrow. Well, then I guess, can anyone confirm that right now? Because we'll be playing Fallout 4 tonight again with the new update if it's coming out in 4 hours. Where's this 4 hours thing coming from? Man, I'm getting these fucking trolls out here. We're going doc style, paid only chat. Fuck this bullshit. Too many freeloaders up in here. Just straight up too many freeloaders just saying stupid shit. But where does it say? Where in the UK, by the way? I thought it was a. Oh, maybe, okay, well then change your Xbox to fucking. Is it a global? How do you know when it's coming out? Did they post the times? How do you know it's coming out in 4 hours? Did they post the times on when the patch is coming out? I don't have Google in front of me, dude. You guys are on desktop. You're fat losers. Jeez. I don't have Google in front of me, dude. I can't look shit up. And you know that. So that's why you just start surmising. You just make up shit in here and then you make me look like an idiot. Fucking idiots. God. You guys are sitting on your fucking basement. 12 p.m. tomorrow? 4 hours, by the way. Okay, it's 12 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time on Thursday, April 25th. That's late as shit. That's like 24 hours from now. That's like 24 hours from now. It's 3 p.m. tomorrow. Well, it's about 24 hours from now. So I don't know why this guy's saying 4 hours. He don't know how time zones work. It's a global launch, I'm assuming, for the update. You're not getting it early. It's not happening, bud. Get these losers up out of here. Holy shit. Some intelligence in this chat. Like y'all are like literally defending it. So I just wish we had some PC. I wonder what Clad in Shadows 99 would say, because I know he's a PC guy too. He's probably on Windows 10 too. Y'all are on this Windows 10. I'm gonna make a Windows 10 T-shirt next, because y'all just love Windows 10. It's like, damn, y'all all love shilling a operating system. When did Windows 10 come out? That is old. Windows 10 came out in like fucking Windows 10. It was after Windows 8, which that was a total failure. Windows 8, yeah. It was actually kind of innovative, though. I remember the start screen of Windows 8, and I'm like, whoa. Like, what the fuck is this? Like, what were they thinking? It was something different, I guess, but yeah, not great for productivity. It's just like, yeah, this is not, like, what are we doing here? Windows 10, that had to have come out in like 20... Windows 10, if support is ending next year, then yeah, it's been out for a long time. Windows 10 had to have come out in like 2014, 15, 16. Windows 10 had to have come out. Yeah, it's been a while. Holy shit, 2013. And you guys want to install... Oh, don't even get me started on it. You guys want to put... I mean, granted, it's different. It's, you know, been updated since then, but Jesus Christ. Imagine opting for obsolete software that's just, you know, is coming to an end. Like, support is ending next year, and security updates will eventually stop. And it's just like, yeah, I'm going to build the 49. I'm going to build the 5090 PC. I'm going to go all on, spend 4K, 5K on a rig, put the 15th gen Intel CPU in there, and it's like, I don't even know if the goddamn motherfucking motherboard. So just get Linus Tech Tips in here. Let's just get Linus Tech. Go watch Linus Tech Tips right now and see what operating system they're using. I'm sure they have a computer running in the background. And let me know if it's Windows 10. Let me know if it's Windows 10. Someone is shilling this Windows 10 bullshit. And it's like, dude, it's not 2013. It's not. When did Windows 11 come out? 2019 or 2020? Probably 2020. It was 2021, right? Windows 11 was 2021, right? Or 2020. Somewhere around there. Imagine buying a 3K PC just not to play GTA 6 day one. Yeah, well, you're not getting GTA 6, so it's time to. That's why the PC fanboys are salty in here. They're gonna have to buy a console. They can't mod that one. They can't mod that one. Just go watch a Linus Tech. How hard is this to understand? Go watch a Linus Tech Tips video and let me know what operating system is in the background, because I know they got computer screens in the background, and I know it shows the operating system, and I know it's not Windows 10. I'm sure most games are made on Windows 10. I'm sure that's the case. I doubt most devs are on Windows 11. I guarantee that, because it does come down to a compatibility issue for certain applications and stuff. Because I saw a Watch Dogs Legion dev video, and they were using Windows 7. What the fuck? Now that don't make sense to me, but I'm not a game dev, so I wouldn't know. I'm assuming it's an app compatibility issue. It's funny how we can get nerdy in here and no one actually just can tag along with this conversation. It's like, I want the nerds to come in here and start, you know, we don't have any Apple people in here that are knowledgeable at Apple. It's just anti-Apple crowd. It's anti-city crowd. It's anti, well, this, we got a woke crowd in here. So it's not anti-woke, it's actually woke, which is weird. 5 p.m. BST. Yeah, tomorrow. Okay. Yeah, it's about 24 hours from now. I'm not wrong. Okay, well, this guy said 4 hours. This guy's in here saying 4 hours and shit. And it's like, that ain't happening, bud. So no one in here has an iPhone. Yeah, I'm just gonna stop talking to you guys on a daily basis, because that's just, y'all are just like, no one in here has an iPhone. Is it really pure? And that's why we don't have common interests. We just do not see eye to eye. That's why you guys can't chat. You guys don't even have a damn iPhone. No one in here has an iPhone? Yeah, I know you don't. No one in here has an iPhone. That's why we can't get along. That's why we can't get along. You have a Google, oh, let's get you a Google Pixel, by the way. Who the fuck is buying a Google Pixel? Who the fuck is buying a Google Pixel? I don't support Apple, they're woke. Okay, well, your games are woke. Your movies are woke and you support that. Why would I care why would I care about the people that, it's about the product. God. I don't care if they're woke or not. If the product is good, then that's all that matters. Fucking idiots. Grow up. No, you guys are trolls. You don't have an iPhone. You guys are lying. No one in here has an iPhone. No one in here has an iPhone. You guys are trolling. It's a PC Android crowd in here. Well, that's why we don't see eye to eye. Because I do not use PC. The only time I'm on PC is when we're streaming a game. I don't use PC. I don't use Windows. I have nothing against Windows. I use Windows, when we're gaming and doing, but I don't, to me, it's just like, well, yeah, they both just work for the most part. But I do have a preference, but I'm not against, I'm not against it. That's all I used in school is Windows. They didn't have Macs. There was one class that had a Mac, and it's like, wow, I've never seen a Mac before. I don't know what it is. I've never seen a Mac before. I don't know what it is. It's like, damn, this is a whole new world. It's like, wow, this class actually has 2 Macs and everyone else is on PC. It's like, damn. And the thing is, there was this weird, I don't know what the word is, dichotomy, or like these 2 special students were on the Mac all the time. And I think there was some jealousy within that classroom, because it's like, why do they get to use the Mac and we have to use these shitty Windows PCs? Because it was a graphic design course, and it's like, well, no shit, the Mac's more tailored for that. It's got a better built-in monitor. It was like the old iMac with the, and it's like, we're using these shitty-ass Windows PCs, and it's like, ugh. But I don't understand why they got why they got bragging rights on the Mac. These 2 fucking, they were always on the Mac, and it's like, why are they on the Mac and no one else can use the Mac? Why are they on the Macintosh? I never really understood that. I guess they were just experienced, and they just told the teacher, like, we prefer Mac, and it's like, is that really? Well, someone's playing favorites. Someone playing teacher pet up in this classroom, because it's like, how come other students can't use the Mac? How come they're not forced to use Windows? That doesn't make sense to me. How come you can't take turns? Or maybe everyone just said, maybe no one knew the Mac. I mean, because the Mac was, you had. I remember, like, being enthralled by the Mac, like, whoa, what the hell is this? I've never seen that before in my life. I'm not even trolling. It was a different world. It's like, whoa, what the fuck? What is this thing? I mean, I've heard about it, but not really. So what the hell is a Mac? Why does it look like that? It's got like, you can see through it. Like it was one of the, it was, what was it called? The iMac, or it was the old iMac with like the TV style. Oh man. Android 70% of the market in US Android phones. Yeah, well, Android is cheaper than iPhone, so no shit, it's going to be more popular. That's still the case. You can get an Android phone for like $50 probably. It's going to be shitty, but it'll operate. You can't get an iPhone for that, even an older one. Yep. He always tells me that his MacBook renders stuff faster than his PC. Is he really being? Yeah, but he has probably top of the line shit. Like, you can go crazy, but yeah, once you start getting crazy with it, it's like, yeah. I mean, if you buy like the Mac Studio or whatever, like that shit is expensive. So there, you can build a PC cheaper. I mean, because that shit starts getting crazy. But it's like, I mean, if you're doing that work for a living, then it's like, well, I mean, you probably have to have something like that. No, I'm not making fitness. Let's get Craig up out of here. You're a loser. God. No shit. You don't buy Macs for gaming. No one is saying that. No one is saying that. You don't buy Macs for gaming. Anyone would tell you that. That's always been a thing. If you want a game, you buy the console or you build a PC. You don't buy Macs for gaming. I mean, you can, but there's only a limited amount of software on there, and then you got to do workarounds like fucking Boot Camp, or, well, they don't even do that anymore, so you have to get like Parallels, and it's like, yeah, I'm not doing all that. Fuck that. Yeah, he's got top of the line shit. Yeah, he's probably got like the Mac Studio. That's expensive as shit. Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, it probably is faster than a Windows PC. But here's the thing: it draws less power than Windows PC. So he's saving on the electric bill. No one talks about that, but he's saving on the electric bill, because I know any Mac is going to draw less power than a Windows machine. That's just the way it is. It's performance by watt. That's why that's just the way it is. This is getting too nerdy for me. Yeah, well, I don't care. You guys want to get nerdy about shit, then let's get nerdy. I mean, I'm not a developer, so I don't know developer lingo like some people in here, but it's just like, well, I mean, I can follow along for a little bit until you guys get crazy. Coding in Linux, Mac is native. Well, your favorite movies, they're, when they have a script reading, they put the scripts on iPads, so that way they don't leak. They don't hand out paper scripts anymore for big movies, because they can, that can get leaked. So they put scripts on iPads. Okay, but Mac Studio, that's it. It is more conservative in the long run. Yeah, well, I know it draws less power than a 4090. I'll tell you that. Even the most spec'd out one. Yeah, it's this big chunk. Looks like a big fat Mac Mini. DDR5 RAM, that much better than DDR4. No, you won't notice. You're not going to notice unless you pull up fucking stats on your screen. You'd have to run it side by side to notice. You can just run Mac OS on a PC. I don't believe that's a thing. Not anymore. Pretty sure that's not a thing. You can do the opposite though. You can run Windows on Mac through a virtual machine. I don't know about running Mac OS on a PC. I'm not sure if that's a thing. I mean, you can. Okay. Well, how? Maybe not the latest version of Mac OS. There ain't no way. Boot camp doesn't allow. Yeah, because they switched over to the M1 architecture. They switched the architecture. Intel, you can do boot camp. You can't do it anymore. They switched architecture in 2020. So you can do Intel Macs, but those aren't good. The Intel Macs are not. See, that's the thing. The Intel Macs they were loud. They had the fans going. I used to work on an Intel Mac. I did all that. I recorded all the videos on that webcam, which the webcam actually is still better than the current Macs. But no one wants to talk about that. There's just more detail in the picture, and it's like, well, that's because the bezels aren't as thin. They're obsessed with thin, and they have to make sacrifices. Okay, you can't just say you can and then not give examples. That's really pissing me off. Oh, Michael, you can run the latest Mac OS on Windows. How? Through a virtual machine? You just sit there and say you can. Great. Well, you have Google in front of you. I don't. And I wouldn't care to do that. It ain't going to run on there. It's not optimized for the hardware. It's going to run like shit. So I don't know what you're talking about, dude. The Hackintoshes don't exist anymore. You guys don't understand how Mac is now. They don't do that anymore. You would have yeah. No, you're not explaining what I'm saying. You're saying take a Mac and put Windows on it. That's not what they're talking about in here. And you can't do that with new Macs anyway. You'd have to get an Intel Mac, which I wouldn't. You would have to get, at that point, just use a PC. Okay, I'm gonna start troll. I don't care if you can or not, but when you can't elaborate on the conversation that we're having, then you're a loser, and we're gonna get you up out of here. You're a low IQ specimen. Okay, get out. God, you can. Okay, 3 people said you can. I don't care. I don't care. God, you guys are lame. You guys are fucking lame as shit. Either know what you're talking about or just shut your mouth. God. Just go buy Windows. I don't care. So fucking dumb with this shit, dude. Like, it's so dumb. It's not that big of a deal, bud. You prefer Windows, I prefer Mac. Great. You prefer Android, I prefer iPhone. I've used both, I have both. I don't know what to tell you. It's not a big fucking deal. Intel Mac with parallel software to run Windows, I believe. Okay, but no one is on Intel Mac anymore. Intel Mac is old. Get with the times. You can buy an M1 Mac for $600, and it's gonna perform better than your fucking. It renders videos faster in DaVinci Resolve, the same application, than it does my fucking 13th gen Intel with the 4070 Ti. So you tell me how that makes sense. And they're gonna blame me like, oh, you didn't set your shit up properly. And it's like, I'll do a stream where I put this side by side, and it's like, well, which one's gonna win? It's gonna be the MacBook Air without a fucking fan, with 8 gigabytes of RAM, by the way. So it's like, well, now for longer videos, obviously the GPU will kick in and plow through it. But it's like, okay, but you're talking about power draw. You're talking about, you know, yeah, obviously, you know, a 15-minute video. If you're rendering a video with. But if you're doing 2-minute clips with just like simple cuts and trims, the MacBook Air will demolish it, even with the GPU accelerated bullshit turned on. I've tested it multiple times, and I thought, well, why would I ever buy a PC? That's a ripoff. That's a ripoff. The day I'm actually impressed with PC is the day I'd be like, damn, what was I missing out on? Because I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing it. I got 13th gen Intel, which is a little obsolete now. It's almost 2 years behind, but 13th 700K and 4070 Ti and the MacBook Air can render videos out faster. Why the fuck? Why would I use the PC? That's why I don't use it. Once I did that test, I thought, damn, I wasted a bunch of fucking money on this thing. I mean, for gaming, I guess, but I'm not doing productivity on it because it's slower. It's literally slower. Oh, Michael, you should have went with AMD. Oh my god, you should have went with AMD. AMD is for poor losers. Intel's the way to go, bud. Intel is objectively better. We're not going to have that discussion either. You want to go PC versus PC? Let's go PC versus PC. I'm going to do a poll right now. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. AMD or Intel? Here we go. Now this is more in line with what you guys love. And I know we're going to play contrarian in here hard. AMD or Intel? AMD or Intel? Go. No, CPU. We're going to say CPU. We're not doing GPU. Well, obviously, actually, Intel does make GPUs now. CPU. CPU. AMD or Intel? There we go. Start poll. Here we go. Let's get them really going. Look at this Intel versus AMD talk. Now it's pure PC talk, so they can get now they can get more associated with this conversation. Intel versus AMD. Intel versus AMD. Watch this. They get really worked up over this. Intel versus AMD. 37 votes. Okay. You guys, no, just pick AMD because I know that's what you guys love shilling. That's why I bought the Intel shirts to piss y'all off because y'all are AMD fanboys. Imagine being an AMD fanboy. That just could never be me. I mean, to be fair, my most popular streams were on an AMD laptop. And it worked until it started freezing. You guys are picking Intel, by the way. These are the fakest of Intel wins and it's no competition. Okay, then why does everyone chill AMD? AMD is still at 8 cores with 12 threads, or 16 threads, I believe. They still have yet to jump. I think the latest CPUs are still at 8 cores. Like, who the fuck? Like, it was backwards. AMD was building on all of that. They were building on all of that. Intel was behind. Intel was doing quad core still in 20 fucking... the CPU that Input Funny has is a quad core CPU. That's like the highest you can go. They weren't doing this fucking 12 core, 16 thread, 12 core, 24 thread bullshit thing until AMD woke them up. Intel is for people that want to spend a little extra and not have to worry about anything. It just works. Okay. Intel gets hot fast. Okay, well, you know all the consoles use AMD, right? There's no console that uses Intel. Okay, there's got to be a car show. There's a lowrider. We're back in LA. Some dudes that love their Intel don't realize their Snoy 5. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Their console, all the consoles are AMD. I would love to see an Intel console. I think that would be. There was rumors that Intel was going to be teaming up with Xbox or Nvidia or something. Guys, just go ahead and vote for AMD because we know that's what you want. The Switch uses Intel? Really? I thought it used like ATI or something. That was a GameCube. The Switch does not use Intel. What are you talking about? The Switch does not use Intel. Now you're smoking. Okay, we're gonna end the poll. And the poll was getting close, so we had to end it because you guys are just being stupid now. But they said Intel is better than AMD. Yeah, we're not doing that 50-50 poll shit. It's a bunch of fucking trolls. Bunch of fucking trolls. Where's the support? God. Switch uses NVIDIA. That's what I'm saying. Input Funny said it uses Intel. What an idiot. Yeah, it uses some like crappy ass NVIDIA custom chip or whatever. It's like, it's trash. NVIDIA Integra chip. I bet your phone's more powerful. Well, obviously it is at this point. Used in smartphones? Yeah, what smartphones is using that chip? Maybe the ones that came out when the Switch did, but not anymore. Well, they said the Snapdragon's coming out. Did you guys? Let's get real nerdy. They said the Snapdragon is entering the scene later this year for Windows laptops. It's going to be ARM architecture, and they said it blows away Intel and AMD. They said you can run it's obviously integrated, but they said you can run it. They said it just works for gaming, for 1080p gaming. Type it in Snapdragon. I forgot what it's called. Snapdragon Elite. It's coming out later this year. It's coming out later this year. I don't know. Just type it in Snapdragon Windows. They just did bench. It's the talk of the town. They're hyping it up hard. It's like the Snapdragon Elite or something. Snapdragon X Elite. I don't remember what it's called. No, it's a new Snapdragon. It's a new Snapdragon chip, silicon. It's coming out later this year. They said it blows away Intel and AMD in terms of integrated graphics and performance and all that bullshit. And it's like, well, I mean, if, you know, because they're still on x86, and it's like, well, yeah, it's ARM architecture, so it's all unified memory and all that bullshit. Just type it in. There was some PC gaming. There was some PC channels that were hyping it up. They're like showing benchmarks and shit, and it's like, well, it's not out yet, but I don't know. I think one of the Linus Tech Tips sub channels was talking about it. Snapdragon Elite or something. I don't remember what it was called. Snapdragon X Elite, something like that. Okay, the chat is winded down here. You guys can't handle it. We're gonna have to wrap this up. We're gonna have to wrap this up. No, I'm not the guy. We're gonna have to wrap this up. Gonna have to wrap this up. Gonna have to wrap this up. Well, you guys fell off the conversation once I brought up Snapdragon. Like, what the fuck's that? I don't care. You know, blah blah blah. We already figured it out. All right, so we'll be covering Stellar Blade tomorrow and the Fallout 4 next gen update. Hell, if we know when the Fallout 4 next gen update is coming, we'll just do a big stream countdown to that and get everyone hyped, and we'll see if that's well, hopefully the patch isn't big, because if it is, we're gonna be waiting a few hours for that. Ew, 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 ew. Figure it out, dude. Figure it out, dude. Figure it out, dude. Figure it out, dude. Ew, 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 ew. Figure it out, dude. Figure it out, dude. He's upset that we chose Intel. Yeah, because you guys are playing contrarian. You thought I knew that you were gonna choose AMD, and you guys are AMD fanboys in here. You guys are AMD fanboys. I mean, I've never used an AMD computer outside of a laptop, so, which I didn't have any problems with outside of it getting overheated or whatever it was doing, and that was the time where we had, that was the time. That's why I switched. That was the time that we had 4,000 viewers, 5,000. However, we had a shitload of viewers, and the stream lags, and it's not because of the internet. It's because the computer is doing something. Like, it just cannot do the encoding. I think the weather. Okay, we're gonna wrap this up. We're gonna wrap this up. We'll be back later. Hope to see you then. We're gonna wrap this up. We're gonna wrap this up. We're gonna wrap this up. Been sitting out here for way too fucking long. Nearly 200 minutes out here. That's insane, dude. That's insane. So, big shout out to Gohan Beast for kicking things off, and you know, a few other people that supported the show here today, this broadcast. So we'll come back later. We'll see what happens with the Stellar Blade stuff, and you know, alrighty, that's gonna do it. Appreciate you guys for tuning in, tagging along, support the show, and we will see you later.